Hey, Seekers. So we're going to start as soon as more Seekers join us to the live chat. Thank you for joining me, whether it's live or in the recording. I'm going to answer your questions today. It's been fun for the last few times that we did this. Every time different topics come up by you guys. You ask different questions that apply for the collective. So if you're watching this afterwards in the recording, hopefully you'll find something here that interests you, that teaches you, that you want to know more about. And we're going to take personal questions, either as message by your date of birth, that I will do off the top of my head by numerology and psychic, and or asking the tarot for a personal question. If you want to know how that works, check out the description box. Everything is written below or in the pinned comment in the chat. Let's see, today earlier I recorded Sagittarius reading for August. That was kind of fun. It was an interesting reading. I used the Vampire Tarot. They always bring up some interesting stuff. So it's already uploaded. And I think I'm I'm a little over halfway through with the general readings for the month of August. So I think I know I did Sagittarius, Libra, Gemini, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Leo. Who else did I do? Did I do any earth sign? Taurus. Yeah, so I have Aries to go, I have Virgo to go, and Ophiuchus, and I said Aries already, Capricorn, and did I miss out on anyone? I'll do them all, don't worry, I won't miss it. So if you're here, be sure to say hello. Let me know in the chat that you're tuned in. In the meantime, I think I'm going to pull like a message for the weekend. Hello. Okay. So I'm recording this on Friday. I'm going live on a Friday. And I'm thinking, by the way, let me know, guys, what you think. I'm thinking about doing this regularly, possibly every Friday, where I'm going to go live to just hang out and answer questions. So if that's something you'd want to see, either on a Friday and or a Wednesday, let me know in the comments. If you're watching this and you feel inclined to timestamp this, that would be great for everyone. And before we get started, we'll have a few more door slams from my neighbors. Slamming doors is great, you know. You enjoy it, we enjoy it, everybody enjoys it. It's a new thing. It's in fashion. Anyway, Karma. Oh, that's a cool name. Karma with a C. Good morning from down under. Oh, you're from Australia. Welcome, Aussie. Ugh. Sorry, a lot of cards just kind of. I didn't ask anything though, so I'm not going. Oh, too dramatic for a no question. Thanks, cards. Wow. Okay, I'm not. No. No, we're going to focus on asking for a message for this weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're in Australia, Karma, and what stands behind Karma with a C? I'm just curious. Sorry, I haven't focused. I'm going to focus now. Message for the weekend for everyone who's watching, and anyone who's tuning in. Weekend message, which includes the conjunction, right? Uranus, North Node, and Mars conjunction. Okay. That's what's happening in the next 2-3 days, right? And I've done a designated video about this. If you want to know more, watch the long ass live that I did about this really big conjunction, where I also, after the first hour, which was very informative to the energies of the conjunction and what it means personally and collectively, I then went to doing messages by the sign, how it affects every single sign personally. So check it out afterwards if you want to know more, but it's happening this weekend. So let's ask for a more specific next few days message for my seekers. And please say hi if you've joined us. I see a few people in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Message for my seekers in the next few days. Perth, Western Australia. Very cool. I've never been to Australia. I should go one day. It's on my list for sure. What's going on this weekend for my seekers? Hello, Edward. Namaste. What's going on this weekend for my seekers? Wow. Holy cannoli. Death card, 6 of Wands and 10 of Swords. Okay. A lot of you are really going to experience this next few days as a very intense portal. And I'm going to say something big now between who you've been until now and your new life. Hey, Black Lotus Oracle, thank you for joining. So this is a very big ending of a very big cycle where you are guided to not look back and embrace all the potential and the possibilities and the success and the joy that comes in with what's next. But anything that you know is over in your life, let it be done. Let it be fully over. Bury it. I feel like a lot of you have been in this process of trying to move away from something and finish something. Hey, Divine Haven, welcome. You've been on this process for quite some time. It almost felt like I'm picking up on the very creepy image of like trying to crawl from out of a grave or through the dirt. Like that's how heavy it is. You know that scene with in Kill Bill with Uma Thurman where she got buried and she's in a burial box underground and she does the Bruce Lee punch, right? The 1 inch punch, and again and again and again, and her knuckles start bleeding, and it's like she won't stop until there's a crack, and then sand comes in, and then she just crawls through it back to the kingdom of the living, all muddied and dusted and looking like a creepy ghost. That's the image that I'm getting. And then she walks into a bar and she orders a drink. This is the 6 of Wands after the 10 of Swords and the Death card. It's like, bartender, can I have a drink? Looking like this. This is hysterical and morbid. Wow. Is anybody resonating with this? So my personality. It's your personality. You wrote Black Lotus. Hello everyone. I'm dancing in the eye of the city of hurricanes. Oh wow, that's cool. So you feel like this message is like your personality. Gotcha. Tell me more about this. I'm curious for my seekers. Guys, if you have questions, feel free to ask them now. And then once I'm done with the message, I will tune into you, okay? Can you tell me more about this, please? In the next few days. I have Queen of Cups. Okay. Page of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. Okay. A lot of underworld stuff. With Hades and Persephone here, Death card and High Priestess. Ten of Swords and the Queen of Cups. There's a lot of, and they're surrounding three very vital, healthy, joyous cards of Six of Wands, Page of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, surrounded by this psychic mystery. So there's something very dark about this reading, guys. So I'm trying to process it, especially in contradiction to the very positive, light-oriented cards that we have here that are very like Leo archetype, Saggy archetype, like a lot of positivity and light, the Sun, Jupiter, that are in trine now. Interesting. That's interesting. Hold on. So I did not expect such a big message. I'm trying to, you know, this is I see someone who died who has passed on some knowledge. Um, and it could be within the family. It could be someone that is far away or lived far away. So maybe there wasn't contact or touch. Um, but there's reconnecting um, after someone passes. Like they managed to by I don't know, like passing on something to you, to whoever this is, you learn something about yourself. It's okay, it's more than that. You know, they say that when someone passes away, their powers and their talents are being given to their children or grandchildren. Let me just read you guys for a second. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought there was maybe a question. So I feel like a lot of you, okay, there it is. Thank you. Got it. So a lot of you in this time frame of a few days, um, are being given or having it be awakened within you some talent, skill, gift, power that is inherited. It's genetic, either in your soul DNA or your biological DNA. Often they're intertwined and one affects the other. Um, and it's going to start it's going to get implemented in you. It's almost like you know when a computer is being given an upgrade, you know, like when you upgrade your iPhone, right? You press upgrade and just it upgrades the system. So that's what's happening to you right now. Your system is being upgraded in accordance to something that has been within your system, but not available. Black Lotus, I agree with that. Someone in my family passed away recently. I'm sorry for your loss. He spoke many languages and was a philosopher and astrologer. Wow, that's amazing. Go through their books. Um, Selena, my life going through a huge transformation, death, and rebirth. Yeah, that definitely sounds like it makes sense. Karma, you've explained to me why your name is Karma with a K. Thank you. Karma is the first few letters from each of my names put together. Caroline, Marshall, Carr, MA. Oh, cool. So it's just basically a shortcut of all your names. Nice. Sorry, back to this. A lot of you were really held back in your life and in your growth and in your success and in your happiness because you needed to move in the world from this persona that is now being awakened in you. Okay, because if you had allowed, quote unquote, to be moving in the world and interacting with certain people and creating a family, for example, and so on and so forth, from the old version of you, then that those genes would not be able to be given also to your children or affect your close environment in a way that is meaningful, that should happen. So you were like taking, a lot of you have been taken out, literally taken out of society, of your environment, of your peers, of your relationships. Like you've been possibly like very, very secluded in very like psychic realm, like very metaphysical, spiritual, and emotional, psychological. Like there's deep undercurrents, places where you weren't interacting so much, so those things can be implemented. And I asked for a message for this weekend, so that applies to this weekend, to the next few days when it's like, and obviously, inevitably, I feel like the trigger of it is Uranus North Node because that conjunction is basically waking up your mechanism that is meant to lead you to the future, right? So the collective North Node is where the collective is heading towards, and Uranus is coming to wake it up, to wake the people who have a certain role, certain destiny, um, into that. Now, I feel like physically you've been already placed where you need to be placed, but emotionally and mentally you've still been in the past, in the past self. So you were placed already either in the location or in the job or in the situation where you're meant to be, or at least started, but again, your mind, your heart, your body weren't yet there with you. So you felt, some of you felt a little bit like really not a little bit, but like really fragmented between two different types of self. Right? Does that make sense? Um, Edward, yes, my grandmother, who was the matriarch of the big family that since her passing just 3 months ago has been at odds over everything and falling unto me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your loss. Um, Selena, yes, that's true. All of it. I left home come to different city, but my mind is home still. Yeah, so I see like you're supposed to be feeling really great and like everything is working out, but like your psyche and your spirit are like pulling you into this underworld existence. It's like constantly um, being one foot in one dimension, another foot in another dimension. It's kind of interesting, but I feel like this weekend, next few days, is finally going to be the you completely snapping into what's next, what the next timeline is. So connecting with the people that you're supposed to have in your life, starting to do the things you're supposed to do and actually feeling it and then it won't be like pressing on the gas and the brakes at the same time, right? You'll be just pressing on the gas and you'll just be in movement, right? Rebona, hello. Do you offer free readings? Hi, Rebona. I offer free spiritual collective readings. So if you have a question that is spiritual in nature that can help anyone else who's listening, um, then absolutely. If you want a personal question, then that would be for the tarot. Or if you want a message by your date of birth, that would be by super chat. You can find the explanation on how to go about any of them. If you just have a spiritual collective question, simply ask in the chat. If you want a personal question for the tarot or a message by your date of birth, then the explanation is both in the description box, and I'll actually just copy paste and have it here for you as well. So Divine Haven and Black Lotus, if you want to copy paste and reshare it every time someone new comes in or isn't sure about what to do, feel free to do so, and thank you in advance. Um, so yeah, I hope and in the meantime, I was just going over some general message for everyone from the tarot for the next weekend, and it came out so much more intense than I've anticipated. So thank you, gods, for this. I guess it was a message that was important to come through. Now we also have two tens in the death card. This is this is bigger than just like a big cycle within this lifetime ending. This is something that it's been the process of your soul. So it could have been spun through different lifetimes. Something that your soul maybe have dealt with in several lifetimes. Um, is just being really either finalized, ended, done with, internalized, fulfilled, however it applies to you. Um, I see two people that are going to be very influential about in this. This Page of Wands and this Queen of Cups. I feel like there's a young individual that is trying to help a more mature individual through a loss, or if they're not younger, then they have their heart is lighter. It's not as heavy, so they can walk this Queen of Cups through it with possibly like taking them out, having fun, keeping their mind off of things. It could be a friend, it could be a lover, it could be a family member. But there's this really interesting legacy of knowledge coming through this weekend. So if, let's say, you encounter a book or some sort of message or an opportunity to learn something, if you feel drawn to someone who's teaching something, or if you're feeling drawn to a book or a class or something like that, give it a chance, especially if it's happening in the next few days, because it could be like a portal to something that can wake a lot within you and teach you something that you need to learn. Those of you who have been considering writing a book, do so. Those of you who wrote a book, there's something very meaningful about this. If you wrote a book or a script or anything, it's something that can influence generations. Um, Greetings, Magnetar. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Um, Is there anything else? What else? Is there anything else from this message that needs to come through? Is there anything else that needs to come through this message, please? Is there anything else I'm supposed to say? Anything else I should be delivering? The World card. Wow. There's something about Jupiter retrograding in Aries is coming through. She's looking at the High Priestess, the World character. Someone might be looking to you for guidance or for healing, for information. I'm also picking up that this High Priestess can find herself in a very high position, possibly surprisingly, like being offered something. So if, say, let's say you're a writer, or let's say you are a teacher, or you have, some sort of knowledge, you might be asked to speak. If you've been thinking about, should I start speaking? Should I start lecturing? Should I start, any of that? Then the answer is yes. I'm also picking up on a feminine deity. This is so esoteric, this reading is crazy. I'm picking up on a feminine being, deity of some sort, that is keeping an eye on this High Priestess, like looking at you and being like, I don't think you feel them. I don't think you are aware of them. Could be an ancestor, could be not a family ancestor. This could be heritage ancestor. So someone who, does the same thing that you do, or okay, let's say you practice medicinal plants. Okay, so a DT that is about medicinal plants is keeping an eye on you. This is such a interesting message. Oh my God. Um, it's like my mind feels like I've said everything that I can see from this tarot, from this reading, but my body feels like there's more. I can't explain it. Selena, me and my sister, we both are doing the same thing. You're amazing. It's Morgane, but thank you, Selena. Glad to hear. Uh, okay, what else? Guys, I'm just like, keep in mind that if you have a question, don't wait for me to finish here, because once I'm finished and I don't have a question, I'm out. I'm here for your questions. So if you want to ask in the chat. And even if I'm in the role and like doing a message of some sort, it will be in the chat and I'll get back to it. I'm curious if you have information on what changeling is. I'm not sure I know what changeling is unless you misspelled it. If it's changeling, I'm not familiar. Sorry. Um, Black Lotus, I have a spirit guide who is a tarot reader in the other realm. Really? Tell us more. Uh, you're welcome. Black Lotus, I'm curious about that. What do you mean by reading tarot in another realm? What is that other realm? Is it someone that passed away that used to be a tarot reader, so you feel their energy like that? Because I don't think, unless you're referring to parallel realms here in this world, I can't see how they will be doing tarot readings in, let's say, higher dimensions. Does that make sense? Because here we need the tarot as a bridge, as a guide, as a language. Okay, you met her when you were a child and she passed away. Gotcha. That makes more sense. That makes more sense. We're cool. But there are examples, deities that rule magic. For example, Hecate, she's the deity of magic and witchcraft. One of them anyway. So that could make sense. Um, Edward, an ancient shaman ancestor keeping the tribe in positive spiritual vibes to have the tribe go on. Cool. Hello, Reza. Thank you for joining. Hi. Magnetar, are you familiar with the idea of Akashic entanglement? Say somebody having certain related qualities to certain elements. Al Delmar, hello. Thanks for reading Virgo Weekly. Um, I don't do Virgo weekly. I do Virgo monthly. But you're welcome. I do still need to post Virgo for August, and Virgo for July is up, and Virgo for June. But thank you for joining. Agnitar, Akashic. So the Akashic records, if you're not familiar, it's considered to be the ultimate library for all knowledge across the realms and across the universes and across timelines and time lives. So everything that we can think of, everything that we are, everything that we've been and possibly will be, everything that we are parallel, above, below, right, left, front, back, and so on and so forth, is in said Akashic records. It's like a library that you can just tap into, theoretically tap into and grab a book and learn everything, know everything there is to know about something. So if you can tap into the Akashic records, you can theoretically um, meditate in connecting to the Akashic realm. And let's say you have a question, you want to know something, you just ask for it, almost like asking a librarian to bring forth a book, right? That has certain knowledge that you want to know about, but you ask for it to be channeled to you and receive the information from there. Hi, Beth. Thank you for joining. Beth is a channel member, and so is Divine Haven. Thank you for being here. What was I saying? So that's the Akashic Records. Now, I have my own theory in which I can't prove it to you guys. So don't ask me how I know it or what. That's just how I'm feeling it, where if there is a physical space in which it actually is, I think it's in black holes, right? It's a big mystery for us, black holes still. And I think they serve both as portals between worlds, between universes, between parallel universes, and possibly other galaxies. So, astronomers have way more than just the galaxies that we can see to research. There are also the galaxies that we can't see because they are across black holes as portals that possibly have completely different, rules of physics. And I believe that in those black holes, there are also the Akashic records, all the information stored, almost like the hard drive of each galaxy. Does that make sense? So our galaxy have its hard drive in black holes that are in proximity to us relatively. Yeah. That's my little input on black holes. On Akashic records. It's also ruled by the archetype of Sagittarius, it is said. Sagittarius are the truth seekers, the carrier of knowledge. Let's see. Scroll back and watch you guys. Reza, I give a message by your date of birth for any super chat. Okay, any super chat donation, and I'll tap into your soul DNA. That's what I do, by the way, through date of birth. It's partly Babylon numerology, partly a little bit background of your zodiac sign, but not as much, but mostly Babylon numerology incorporated with psychic numerology. I can't really explain what I do. It's hard for me. I've been doing this since I was a kid, and it really taps into your soul essence. And I deliver what comes through your date of birth. Okay. Oh, what happened? It was really perfect focus, and then it came out of focus. I did this. I need to do it again. Camera. This is me trying to figure out the focus on this camera. There we go. Yes. Ah, here. Yeah. No. Okay. I'm gonna let it be. I'm not figuring this out in a second. I'm gonna let it be. Maybe a candle will help. Oh, not gonna mess with it. All right. Great. Um. Magnetar portals. Yes, we may be living in the edge of a higher dimensional black hole. Karma, I recently lost my boy Jack. Oh, I'm so sorry, and have been feeling a little lost last few weeks off my spiritual practices. What do you mean by your boy Jack? Do you mean a pet? You got to be clear when you write something like that. Not to take away from the pain of a pet, but you got to be clear when you write something like that. Uh, okay. Do your date of birth readings change then with that combo? What do you mean? For example, we're doing a second reading, give the same. Oh yeah, you can definitely do another reading and something else might come through. You're asking if you already did a reading, if you already have date of birth message, and if something else can come through. Yes, definitely. And I don't know what will come through until we try. Um, do you believe that the excavation of certain relics can create shifts in our dimension or create major changes in our reality? Yes. Um, I don't know what the word excavation is or relics is, but that might be because English is not my first language. But I intuitively feel that the answer to that is yes. I unfortunately can't go into uh, cognitive detail when it comes to answering it because I don't know what excavation and relics are. So I can't um, zoom in my answer to your question. And guys, just in general, know that I see it's a thing going on recently. Asking a complex question doesn't make you smart. Ask the simple questions about living here, relationships, philosophy, emotions, psychology, energy, witchcraft. You don't have to pretend to be a physicist, astronomer, and because I get that sometimes. You guys use your words, and I'm like, what are you even saying? You know, um, finding ancient artifacts. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, you could have written that. Okay, now I understand what you're saying. So, do I believe that finding ancient artifacts creates shifts in our dimension or create major changes in our reality? Yes. First of all, when an archetype or an energy have been dormant and now it's being brought back to life by being found and back to the collective consciousness by us knowing about it, okay? Um, then I feel like in a way it could be that that information have been kept away from the human psyche, from our collective consciousness, either for a reason or because it was hidden on purpose by other human beings of that time. But whether it's coming up because now it's time for us to be acquainted with it, or it's coming up because it's been hidden not by higher forces, but by lower frequency forces, and now we get the blessing of becoming reacquainted with that knowledge. Either way, it means that it's finally happening. So to be clear, in case I was being confusing, um, ancient artifacts often symbolize knowledge, cultures that have been dormant or hidden or buried. Sometimes it's away from us because spirit things we're not ready to deal with it or to know about it. So it's being kept hidden buried until our human psyche is able to deal with it, or we're ready for it, and then we find it. Okay? Because the frequency of it we start matching this frequency, so it brings it up to the surface. Okay. Another option is it was never supposed to be hidden from us by spirit or meant to be hidden from us, but darker forces who didn't want us to be in that resonance or in that high frequency by having that knowledge have buried it. But now miraculously or thankfully we find it, and we become one with it again by becoming acquainted with it. Okay, so even if the information itself from the artifact is not yet, maybe needs to be more researched or is not yet integrated with our intellect, the energy is here, right? Its energy is back, so it will trigger that return. So that's a great question, actually, Black Lotus. Thank you for asking that. And to make a long story short, yes, absolutely. I absolutely believe that. And if you had a dream about a tomb raiding, that's from a different lifetime, kind of snapping into you now, finding its way to you. That's very interesting. Um, Nova. Hey, Nova. Yesterday you mentioned the gift of resurrection. Can you explain a bit more? I have no idea what I said yesterday. If it was personal to you, I was tapped into your energy and I'm not right now. So I'm sorry, I don't want to just give you false guidance. If it was a specific question, spiritual collectives question, you'll need to remind me, please. Um, are there actual magic schools? I dream absolutely. There are many magical schools. My tarot masterclass is a magic school. You mean like Hogwarts? Absolutely. It's not as cartoony or as you know, vivid as it is in the movies or in the books or like Hogwarts, but any school that teaches you healing, um, information of esoteric, any school that teaches you about um, theosophy, a Bible school, even though it's religious and it's a little bit far away from the way we approach divinity, it's a magic school, whether they whether they know it or not. When you go to study a school about Kabbalah, a school about any esoteric system, a school of tarot, a school of numerology, all of those are magic schools. My tarot masterclass is a magic school. Um, if you mean something specific that I can recommend you that you can go to, no, there is no accredited university or college that gives you a degree that I know of within the fields of magic. There are schools of spirituality that teach spirituality and ancient symbolism and archetypes, right? But they approach it from the academic, um, approach it academically, right? And cognitively, not as much in practice. Um, So there are those, but you know about all these already. You can go study history, study symbolism, study um, theosophy, and you will learn all of that. But but if you want to go to a school of magic, find a witch with a coven that teaches, and there you have it. Take my tarot masterclass, and there you have it, right? And many. So the answer to your question is absolutely yes. That's a good question. Thank you. It was your fur baby, Karma. I'm so sorry. Chanel Johnson, thank you for the 4.99. I'll be right with you on your date of birth. Thank you. I just want to say a couple of words to Karma who lost her fur baby. I really, really relate to you. I lost my Oliver, my wolf, my spirit animal, my best friend and soulmate, a few years ago in November 2018, after 10 years of, you know what dogs are. It's unconditional love, right? So I'm really, really sorry for your loss, and I'm sending you a lot of love and a lot of hugs. It's very difficult. It's like losing a son, or a daughter, and people don't understand that. They either mock it or look at it as a lesser, but it's literally like having a piece of you being stripped off of you. It was a very painful process to me, so I have a lot of empathy to your situation. So blessings to you and to your little fur baby who's, I'm sure, watching over you. Okay. Chanel, lovely. Thank you for the 4.99. Let's see, February 27th, 1989. So, you have 227 and 27. I don't know if you know this, but 1989, when you sum it up, it's also 27. So 227, 27, which is 299. Just 20. A lot of two. You have a tower of two. 27 is a very high frequency number. So when you have it doubled, I pay attention. It's a number of a high level healing ability. Number 27, the archetype can tap into very, very powerful healing powers and healing properties. Where you can also, when on one hand, you can really tap into the one-on-one healing and really see into the psyche, into the nitty-gritty detail of the mechanism of someone. So you have a very strong capacity of working one-on-one, but also you have the 9. You have a strong capacity of working with a group or with an audience, or to speak about it, or to write about it, or to teach about it. So if you're not in the healing and teaching world, I personally recommend, according to your code, that you go for it, because you can be really, really great. You also have the talent to tap into other people's past lifetime, so you can do past lifetime work. If you're not there yet, it's something you can work on. It's something you can practice. It's like through hypnosis, for example. Sorry, there we go. You have the power to awaken people to their truth. And you don't really need to do anything, Chanel. You just need to be around. Like when you spend time with people, when you're introduced to a group, when you become a part of a group of some sort, or even just connect with a person, you wake the shit out of them. So if they're unaware, they could be really, really triggered and annoyed by you because they really see their own reflection thanks to you. But then if it's negative, then they project it onto you if they can't process it. But if they're high frequency people, they're going to be very drawn to you and they're going to really appreciate you. So the really impressive people that you are impressed by you. And the people who are just not very aware are not impressed by you. And if that's the case, let them. You don't have to prove anything to them. You don't have to prove anything to them. You don't have to be anything for them. Just move along. You drop the bomb of awareness, then move along. Okay. So very cool. Let me know if this resonates with you. Nice. Let's see. Effie, hello. מור זה אישה יפה, את מהממת בטירוף. תודה, תודה. Thank you. My name is Morgaine. But thank you and welcome. Magnetal sound advice for Chanel. Thank you. Chanel, did you resonate with this? Was this something that you know about yourself or that you feel? Just curious. The sound on this camera is so much better than the sound that I had on my last camera. And every time if I get to see myself afterwards drinking, I'm like, oh my God, it sounds like I'm drinking so loud. But I can't help it. I have to drink. I'm sorry. Now, since I've heard it, I'm so self-aware every time I drink. Where'd you guys go? You stopped talking. Let me scroll up. Um, if I missed anything. Black Lotus, biology, science, art, and history is magic as well. I 100% agree. Now, it sucks that there isn't an academy that actually teaches magic and takes it seriously, but they call it science, they call it chemistry, they call it biology. And yes, these are all these things, but they're also, witches were the first scientists. Witches were handling chemistry and biology and science. Magnetal, thank you so much. I'll be right with you. Um, and they've and doctors and medicine women, right? They concocted all these um, potions and chemistry. They concocted all these medicines. Doctors, they cooked knowledge. They cooked with knowledge. They knew what each herbs and each spice meant and what it does to the system. They knew autonomy before Da Vinci discovered autonomy, you know? Anatomy, not autonomy. I'm sorry, anatomy. They were anatomists before Da Vinci discovered anatomy. They just knew our system. Science is always lagging behind witches, and it's just a different language to describe the same phenomena, but then takes credit for it. And I love science, and it's so important and gives such great advancements, but why is it separating itself from witches is beyond me. It's so vain and cruel and mean and weird. Like if only they had worked together. This is driving me. There we go. So Magnetar, thank you so much for the $10. And you also gave a really great timestamping for one of the other videos Q&A that I've done. So thank you for doing that as well. March 13th, speaking of witches, 1983. Okay. I feel like we did this one as well, right? It's the second time we're doing your date of birth. 3 13 21. I don't remember what I said to you then, but let's see what it says now. 343. So you also total to 13. You have 13 in your day of birth, and your date of birth also total to 13. So I'm picking up an advice for you to go into fields, just like we just spoke of. So it's very fitting to go into fields of seemingly, are seemingly left brain. Okay, sciences, history, chemistry, all those things, whatever you like, and incorporate magic into it. If you're doing research, if you're doing job, whatever it is that you do, okay, you don't have to be strictly a scientist, but Matt, anything that is like, it could even be a job at a corporate, something regular, whatever, but imbued magic into it in ways of like spirituality, mysticism, the fields of esoteric, and kind of combine them together. It's kind of similar to what I do, by the way. No, I'm not offering you a job. No, don't talk to me about that. But in your own life, in your own world, advance something like that of incorporating, of integrating um, left brain world and right brain world, right? The obvious and the esoteric. Um, okay, I hope this helped. I think you can do really well by doing so. I think it's also kind of a soul aspiration that your soul has to integrate the worlds. There are a lot of people. right? Myself included, in the world that have that purpose in mind, or just purpose in general, to combine the world and make them into one. I think it's something you can definitely do and totally do. You have the power and the knowledge. Just work with it. Divine Haven, thank you again for your incredible ongoing support. I really appreciate that. Um, I saw the private reading that you booked for I think it's August 2nd. I have it written, no worries, and I'm looking forward to it. So another 13. You're an Ophi/Sagittarius. If you're not familiar, Ophiuchus is technically between November 28th or November 29th and December 18th, 1978. My life, thank you so much for the 10 Canadian dollars. I'll be right with you. I really appreciate that. And Tina, love you guys. I'll be with you one by one. Um, everyone will have their turn. I feel like a teacher in a classroom. This is kind of fun. Children, I'll get to you if you'll just be patient. Okay. All right. Holly. Holly, I know your name is Holly, right, Divine Haven? Okay, so 3, 4, Tisha, so Shmona, so 25. 12, 13, 25, 3, 4, 7. Which is 14, which is 5. Holly, even though you can definitely do something similar to Magnetara and combine like the physical and metaphysical, the science and the spirituality, I'm feeling like at this time you need to focus more on the spirit world, on the spirit realm. You need to gain more knowledge on the spiritual realm before you can incorporate it into the physical 3D realm. There are more academic studies for you to go through. So whatever you find interesting, there's no right and wrong. Whatever in the field of spirituality that you find interesting, go for it. Don't yet focus on trying to integrate it and implement it into your life or into your actions or into life as a whole, or even to helping other people. Focus on your studies. It's very, very important. It's coming through really strongly because you still need to apply them in your own life before you can help others apply them, in their life, and it will come. It's just, this is the process, that this is where you're at now. And I'm getting that writing things down is very helpful for you to have your system really incorporated in, like to you learn best when you write things down, or when you just read and write, reading and writing. Okay, so if you read something and you want to know it better, write it down. Okay, or journal about it. But there's a lot for you to learn, so it's very cool. Go for it through, go into the spirit, studying the spiritual stuff through reading about them, reading a lot about them. Knowledge, 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 knowledge. It's coming through really strong for you. Sorry, picking up. Okay. Let me see. Oh, thank you, Joelle. Okay, I'll be right with you guys one by one. My life. Hi, my life. Thank you for the 10 Canadian dollars. Hello, hello. My birthday is October 14th, 1966. Thank you. 10/14/1966. That's 10/14. 22. 10/14/22. 1/5/22. 22 plus 6 is 28. 6, 22, and 28. What am I picking up for my life? My life, I don't know if I've said this to you before or not, or maybe I said it to someone else and it sounds familiar, but you need to not make any sort of sacrifices for your family. And I know it sounds like a weird thing to say, because we naturally naturally make sacrifices for our family. It's just inevitable being a member of a family. Like sometimes we do stuff for one another, but I'm referring to sacrifices. You have sacrificed for family. You cannot keep doing that. You cannot do it. You cannot enable people treating someone, in this case you, like a scapegoat. Who do we blame it on? Her or this person, my life. It's just your, I don't know your name, it's just your username. Um, who do we blame it on? We blame it on them. Don't take it, don't accept it, resist it, reject it, fight it, call it out, be super, super fierce about it. You got to set very strong boundaries between you and your family. Getting it very strongly for you. Okay? You're supposed to be a leader in your own right, and you keep putting yourself on the back burner for others, or for, it's not good. You're hurting yourself by letting them hurt you. You're holding yourself back, and you're holding anyone who can benefit from you back. Okay? From you being, a leader. My name is Lynn. Your name is Lynn. Okay, thank you. You're welcome, Lynn. I hope this was helpful. Okay, Tina. Hi, Tina. Thank you so much for the $7.99 Australian dollars. Love me a good international. Hi, Morgane. Chanel's reading resonated with me. Great. Glad to hear. So you are 10/9/1974. 10. And guys, I really ask that you write your month in a word, because otherwise I don't know if you mean September 10th or October 9th. I can do just by the numbers, but it's helpful for me to also know your sign just because it's an added value. Okay, so if you can write the name of the month and then the number of the day and year, that'd be awesome. Okay. 1, 9, 1, 9, 3. Another 13. Woohoo! It's the day of the 13. If you're not a 13, don't worry about it. I'm not gonna not be happy with your numbers. It's nice to see a theme. Um, okay. September is your month. Okay, so you're a Virgo. Ah, okay. You need to write recipes, Tina. You need to write recipes for whatever it is that you like to cook, because you put in a lot of magic in your cooking. So if you have like specific things that you cook with, let's say you really like specific herbs, specific spices. Now, I don't even know if you do it on purpose or not, but you carry a lot of knowledge of herbalism and witchcraft through cooking. Now, when I say witchcraft through cooking and you're stumbling upon this video and you're like, what is she talking about? Is she going to put a spell on me through my... No! It's healing, it's energy, it's love, it's power, it's good. Stop being such a vilifying dumbass. Anyway, so you are very knowledgeable with herbs and spices, whether you know it or not. Incorporate it into your cooking can be can be very, very powerful for you. And I encourage you that if you have these things that you do that are unique to you, like you always add this spice or you always like to add this herb, write it down. Make your own, alchemy recipe book. Pick up a notebook. It doesn't have to be fancy, but just write those down and then teach them to your children or pass it on or just have it around. It could do you so much good. If you like to sketch, if you like to draw, then maybe draw little things around it. Because I have a lot of chemists in the house, apparently. So, yeah, is this something that you resonate with? Is this something that you do, Tina? Let us know. This is a cool message. I hope this was fun for you. It could be very helpful for you if you apply. Joelle, thank you so much for the $5. You are a Pisces baby, March 18. 1990. Okay. 3971. You are also a 13. Your total number sums to 13. This is incredible. My date of birth also sums to 13. My birth name sums to 13 in Gematria, which is Hebrew numerology. And I have number 13 tattooed on my ankle. So that's fun. Trying to focus it back. Oh, the gods of cameras, please help me with this focus. There we go. No, okay, whatever. Okay, Joel, I'm back with you. Another witch in the house, a 13 witch. Cool. 391. No, 318. I'm being guided to focus on the 18. You need to work on your physical strength, Joel. Even if you're strong, even if you're like, oh, I'm strong, I'm healthy, that's fine, that's great. You need to work on your physical strength. Go to the gym, take kickboxing, take a martial art, do something athletic. But it is very important for your well-being, for your mental well-being, to be in constant physical movement and to be physically strong and able to fend for yourself. I don't know why your soul needs to know that it's strong and able to defend itself. I don't know if you went through physical abuse. I don't know if a past lifetime you've had physically abused, you were physically abused, but it will calm your entire system down if your body is strong. Eat well, exercise regularly. Very important. Okay? Short and poignant, but very important. Be strong. Strengthen yourself. Have muscle. Have endurance and muscle. Martial arts is always great. I would be the first to recommend that. Yes, I've been getting the itch to go back to the gym. There you go. It's your psyche itching you. You cannot stop. And I don't mean go become obsessed, train every day, and put too much, stress on your body. But a few times a week will do wonders for you. Do amazing. Let's see. I had someone in PayPal as well. I'll look into it in a second, but let's do what I have in front of me in the super chat first. If you do PayPal, I'll see it. Don't worry. Thank you, Edward, for asking people to like the video. I appreciate that. Hi, Darius. Yes, you may ask a question. Oh, that's a personal question. You want to ask the cards that. So see the description box below on how to do that. Hi, Kitten. Hi, Morgane. I was also born on the 13th. Yay! And your full name equals to 13. Oh my God. Amen, sisters and brothers. Lovely Shine. Hi, love. Thank you for the $4.99. Your date of birth is August 26, 1986. I got you. Okay. August 26. Ooh, a lot of 8. 1986. Let me just go into PayPal and see what's going on. Thank you, Caroline, for the 296. But you didn't write your date of birth, so I'm assuming it's just a donation. So thank you very much. If you don't write your date of birth, I can't give you a message, and I'm not going to scroll up and down to search for you to get your. You got to put it. I wrote it. Okay. 499, August 26, 1986. Lovely Shine. I like your user. Okay, focus. 8, 8 9 24 8 8 24 8 8 6 22. You still have to 22. Okay, you have a lot of 8s and then 4 and 22. Sorry, I'm scrolling just to see. Okay. Lovely Shine, I'm with you now. Another Virgo. Okay. You have a very strong personality. And when you know something, you know it. It's important that you're cautious with the delivery of how you know what you know and how you speak to people. Because even if you're 100% correct, um, it might come across as abrasive. And the thing is, you have a lot to give and you have a lot to teach. So maybe sometimes, I don't know if how to what level it applies to you, and maybe you've learned that already throughout your life. But sometimes if you're not asked, you don't have to say. Be sure to tell what you know or give your opinion when asked. Otherwise, no, it won't be beneficial for you. It will create resistance from the environment or from the person on the other side. And sometimes when you speak up, it can even result in violence, in being attacked by someone who gets too triggered or angry. Um, Now, sometimes when that happens, that reflects to inner anger that exists. I do recommend to work on anger, not in ways of rejecting it. It exists there. The only way out is in, but first admitting it, feeling it in a way that isn't like applied to another or isn't expressed upon another, but just feeling it with yourself, like being at home, having a safe space, putting on your favorite music, and just feeling what you're feeling. Okay, or maybe go to the gym and punch a punching bag. But you really need to let it out, because what happens now is you let it out in ways that aren't always effective or benefic, not to you or to your environment. Also, you are very strong physically, so if you don't work with your body well, you're not really getting your best potential of what you can be. Your body has the ability to be very strong. So that's a little bit similar to the other message. You have the ability to be very strong. So maybe you also should go and train. Could be very, very beneficial for you as well. Um, you can build great things, but you have to learn how to work with your knowledge, with your power, and especially with how you communicate it to people. So if you've been told certain things, even if it was uncomfortable, try to listen. It's not just people being stupid. Okay? I hope this was helpful. It feels like a very poignant, helpful message. So I hope you experience it as such. And thank you so much for your support. Um, that was lovely, Shine. And you are very lovely indeed. And you're so loyal, and you show up and you're there for people. You're there for the world. And that requires strength. So I understand where it's coming from. Okay, but just so you know. AS Kitten Love. Hi, lady. Thank you for the Canadian 13.99. May 13, a Taurus 13, 1984, but I think you mentioned it's 1983. Okay, thank you for the correction. Okay. May 13th, 1983. 5:13. Oof. 543. 543. Hmm. Ooh, are you like a child whisperer? Do you have this incredible skill of understanding what children feel, even if they can't necessarily say it? I think you have a gift with children. You understand them. Have you ever considered, and if you don't worry, it's just something that seems that that type of thing could be really, really amazing for you, like therapeutic horsemanship, where you help children with disabilities, either mental or physical, through riding horses. Because you have um, because you're not around many children, but you can imagine, yes, Cancer, Venus. Okay. So, similarly to a horse, sorry to compare it to a horse, but I really appreciate horses, so take it as a compliment. Similarly to a horse, you have the ability to pick up on what children feel if you interact with them and really feel it yourself. That's how you just know. The horse, when you put a child on a horse or anyone on a horse, the way the horse behaves, it's because they're picking up on the energy of the rider. Horses are very, very sensitive. So that type of thing you could be really good at. No, maybe if not that, then something similar that can be really good for you. And you don't have to do it as a profession, maybe just study it so you get to explore that gift and that ability that you have. It could also possibly play with animals, like you really understand how they feel. You feel it in your body. You're clairsentient. I don't know if you know this. You're clairsentient. I'm sure you do. You pick up on people's feelings by your feelings. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Um, so I hope this was a helpful message or at least a fun message. It's a complimenting message. Uh, okay. I see my moderators here working, explaining things to people. I really appreciate it. Um, Karma, I see you writing your numbers, but you didn't do a super chat. If you're Caroline, the the reason that I'm guessing this is pure dumb luck. I can't be expected to know the formal name from PayPal of the person and the made up username on the chat when the chat runs really fast and I don't always pick up on all the chat messages. So if you want me to answer your question, you got to write your date of birth in the super chat or the question in the note. And so I don't know if it's actually you. You can tell me if it's you or not, but the next time I won't do it. I won't because it annoys me. And it's kind of rude. Like seriously, like how am I supposed to like what am I? Even if I can, obviously I have the ability, but why I should have the energy spent on you guys, like on the messages for you guys, as opposed to on the technicalities. Like it shouldn't be this hard. Um, sorry. Oh, Black Lotus, I look at people's dogs and I'll be like, he has a trust issues. Well, that's very cool. That's first. I love people who can really connect with animals. I find it a very cool gift. Um, but unfortunately, many dogs have trust issues. So Karma, are you Caroline? You'll have to confirm or not confirm. Hmm. I have to tell you guys, I really enjoy this date of birth messages, like because it makes me tap into another level of what I do, and it's both fun and feel expansive because I used to do it a lot growing up, but I've been more focusing on tarot since, especially on this channel. So it's nice to have a little bit of a and I very much so love tarot, and I would definitely answer your tarot questions if you have them. Um, but it's nice to also have this. Um, it is a good intuition exercise, I agree. Does anyone else have another question? Could also be a general for the collective. I'm only responding to the questions that are coming up. Um, or if Caroline wants to confirm that or Karma wants to confirm that she's Caroline, because I don't see that in the chat. Hi, V. A blue heart right back at you. Thank you. Mm, okay. If no, then no. If no, then no. Every time I do this, it's not because I'm trying to split myself in half. It's because I find that it helps sometimes with the focus of the camera. Let me just scroll up and make sure I didn't miss any super chat and miss any of you. So I did you, I did you, I did lovely you, and lovely you, and lovely you, and lovely you, and you, and you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cool. Great. Didn't skip anyone. Uh, Karma. So you are or are you not Caroline? Are you Caroline that sent me $2 on PayPal, or are you not? Don't let me take out the witch in me. The stereotypical vilified witch in me. Oh, she's there, but I'm in a mood. Just kidding. No, I'm not. Just kidding. No, I'm not. What am I gonna, you know what I'm gonna eat after? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go get vegan pizza. I know a place that makes the best vegan pizza. They use really good vegan cheese. It's like really good. I'm not sure which brand they use, but I'm gonna ask them today because I'm curious. And I'm gonna get a whole pie with every single topping possible. And then I'm gonna watch a movie. That sounds like the best plan I've came up with in like forever. Ow, this focus. Oh my goodness. Yes, V, it is absolutely okay. As I said, any super chat donation. There has to be a reciprocity of energy. So I'm very grateful when it's high numbers because it's very helpful for me. But I'm also very grateful when it's low numbers because it's also very helpful for me. And every single one of you does what they can. And I really enjoy giving you these messages. Okay. So yes, any sum is absolutely okay. You don't, if I write any, then I mean it. Okay. Otherwise, I would write this sum or up or whatever. So thank you, V, for the 199. Your birthday is June 25th, 1994. June 25th, 1994. Okay. Hi, Cancer baby. uh, 6, 7. Irina, I have a PayPal from Irina. Thank you, Irina. I'll be right with you, my love. But now I'm with V. 675. Sorry, sometimes I jump between English and Hebrew. Just deal with it. 7 plus 6 is 13 plus 5 is. Ooh. Okay. Just want to check something for 1 second, V. Okay, Irina, I got you. You'll be afterwards. Irina, I don't ask a specific question. I look at your date of birth by this by any donation, and I just give you whatever message comes through. Irina, if you want to ask a question, you got to do it for the tarot. And this is the explanation once again. Okay, but I will give you a message by your date of birth. I'm not even reading your question. Okay, but I'll be with you right after this. Yes, I do feel like a teacher in this house. Okay. Karma, yes, you're Caroline. Okay, write down your date of birth again after not writing it in the PayPal note. I'm starting to enjoy this teacher thing. Naughty students who don't follow very simple instructions. How did you graduate? Yeah, I'm mocking you. How did you graduate if you can't follow very simple instructions? How are you going to be a powerful witch if you can't follow simple instructions? Okay, sorry. V, I have your message in me. Hold on. Okay, V, you have an incredible ability to deal with everybody's bullshit. Like, I don't know where you get all this patience from or your capacity to deal with so much. Um, you are exceptionally patient, empathic, sympathetic, enduring. It's like you're able to take everyone's negative energies and transmute them, and you're not even suffering from it. You are a walking medicine. I hope you don't get advantage of, and I hope you are responsible with yourself and your well-being and know how to say no when it's too much or when you're tired or when you're just not in the mood. If you don't, I hope you learn how to do that for yourself because you're a borderline angel on the planet. I don't know how you manage to transmute all of these energies and still stay okay and on top and healthy. I practice protection every day, even if you feel strong. Maybe you're not even aware, you know. Practice protection, practice putting light around you so that as you do what you do, you're still not hurting yourself or weakening yourself. Okay, because that's a lot to take. You're just like a sponge. It's like everywhere you go, just sponge everyone in. And I hope you recognize the difference between how you feel versus how other people feel around you. If you have not, then learn, practice those healthy boundaries so you can differentiate. All right. So Caroline, I'm going to do you first, and then I'm going to do Irina. Irina, the reason I'm doing Caroline first, Karma, is because she did the super. No, actually, I'm going to do Irina first because those of you who don't put your numbers or your question in the note, I can't deal with that, so I'm going to do it after. Okay, so Irina. Irina, thank you for the 1492, and your birthday is February 16, 1963. I wrote 8 instead of 3. Interesting. Okay. I love you too. I love you too. I love you too. um, V, it's a lot. No one has ever been able to see me like that. Oh, thank you. That's kind of nice. I'm relearning these boundaries. I'm happy to hear. Okay. Irina, our Corky Aquarius, 2/16/1963. Um, 172. So you total to 10. Just 1. Irina, you like to shake the room. You like to spot, you're like the court jester. You're able to pick up on someone's Achilles heel or on an issue and say something with humor, like say a joke or something that kind of brings that up to the surface or like triggers that about them or like point the finger at it and just walk away and let them deal with it. It's like, on one hand, it's funny. On the other hand, it's like, can you give people a break? You get a kick out of it, which I find entertaining. But I don't know if everyone who experienced that finds it entertaining. So maybe on top of picking up on what it is that you're picking up on and saying or cracking a joke on or dropping the bomb on them in regards, also take a breath and then try to pick up, can they stomach this? Is this the right and is this the right scenario to mention this right now? Maybe better to not say anything. Maybe it's not ideal to mention this right now. It is poignant, it is on point, it is sharp, it is true, it does trigger them, it does wake them up, it does, it does the work, but I feel like you need to learn how to modify the when and the how and to utilize that skill in maybe a more benevolent way. It's already benevolent in a spiritual way, but emotionally, sometimes people can be like, what? Why did you just say that now? Yes, that's true, but did I really need to hear that right now? Does that make sense? I hope this was helpful. Caroline, my sweet Caroline, I'm with you now. You said your date of birth, but wait, what was your date of birth though? Did you write it? You confirmed that you are Caroline, but you didn't write again your date of birth. Hence, I have to scroll back up to find your date. No, I'm not going to do that. You're not going to do that to me. Write your date of birth, please. Um, there might be a delay in the chat, but the thing is, you've commented several times, and none of the recent times I've seen an actual date of birth, and this is making me tired. Even if it was $200, it would make me still tired. So I don't need a date of birth. I have your message. And it definitely is coming through from everything that just happened, from this interaction, from this dynamic. Lucretia, thank you so much for the $5. I'll be right with you. Oh my God, this is not a comfortable one. I'm sorry in advance. I do apologize. You have a sense of entitlement from the universe. Now, it had to happen this way, so don't feel bad. Don't, it happened this way, so don't feel bad. This is the message that needs to come to you, not the one from the date of birth. It's the universe. It's basically your dynamic with the universe is being mirrored, it's being reflected with this dynamic now. There's zero ill intent. You are a sweetheart. It was accidental, right? 100%. However, the message from spirit is you behave that way with the universe, with your request or manifestation or expectation. There's a sense of entitlement, a feeling like the universe needs to work for you. It doesn't. It doesn't owe you manifestation. It doesn't owe you to answer your questions. It doesn't owe you any gifts. Doesn't owe you anything. I feel it in your stomach right now. You're not in. It's hard to hear, but this is going to be so helpful for you because until now you've either manifested things that were the opposite of what you asked, or it was like you manifested, but there was a very weird catch to it. And you're like, wow, this is so weird. It's almost like the universe is doing something to spite, or manifestations just didn't work. Okay. From here on, practice gratitude. I want you to spend a good amount of time, as much as it feels right to you. I'm not going to say specifically how much time because I'm not getting a time frame. I'm getting as much as needed. So you get to decide that, where you only practice gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Caroline, Don't ask for anything from the universe, from spirit, from the divine. Don't pray for anything. Thank you for what I have. Thank you for the people in my life. Thank you for the good stuff that happened to me today. And then slowly wait with it. After a while, you can incorporate requests, but still start with gratitude. And then the request needs to be basic, simple, and clear. So, for example, don't ask for like um, don't ask for like complex requests, or like when someone asks a question, but it's like 7 questions in one question. One specific, as if you're asking a toddler to do something for you. Because your ability to get through to the energy, your ability to have your request or question get through is borderline impossible. Like it's really off. It's really off. So you need to go to the basics. Start with gratitude and then move to basic requests. Super simple. Like tomorrow I ask that someone gives me a compliment that makes me happy. That's it. Tomorrow I ask to see the goodness in things. Tomorrow I ask to encounter a beautiful flower. So things like that. Do that for a while. Okay. And thank you. But next time this happens, guys, if you do that to me, I'm just not gonna answer. I'm just not gonna answer. I'm gonna take your $2 and not give you anything. Sorry. When you make yourself laugh, I'm sorry, I apologize. Mm, okay. Who's next? Lucretia. Thank you for the $5. September 9, 1989. 1989. And just because I'm really, really loving and accepting and absolutely fine with small amounts, that doesn't mean you can't give big amounts. Just saying. I do need to pay for my pizza today. Just saying. I'm kidding, guys. Am I? I'm so joking, but am I? 9/19/1989. Hey, Virgo, another Virgie. I just said Virgie. I'm sorry. Another beautiful Virgo. Okay. 9/1. 9/10/8. 27. Ooh, 9/19. That sums to 11. Look at you. Okay, first of all, Lucretia, you are highly intelligent. Your brain power, a lot of it. Like, I don't know how you can deal with all of that. It's probably exhausting being next to us mortals because we're so dumb next to you. And you're like, ugh, it's like a constant eye roll. It's like living with do you have a condition because you have to live with a constant eye roll? I'm not judging you for eye rolling. Like, I get it. People are just not, they, you think so fast and your sarcasm is so pointed. They take you seriously and they respond to you in a way where you're like, no, I didn't actually mean it. It's like that's something I'm picking up from you. Um, Listen, utilize your brain power. Really challenge your mind a lot, or else you will be driven insane. You gotta challenge your brain. Learn a lot, read a lot, watch a lot of documentaries, do Sudoku. I start the day every morning. The first thing I do is solve a Sudoku. I have like a big ass like physical notebook with tons of Sudokus. I start the day with helping my brain focus because there's so much in this engine on and it gives clarity, focus, and also a sense of accomplishment. You start the day with a sense of accomplishment. So if I mess up one Sudoku, I move on to the next, and I'm only done once I'm solved. I'm solved. It's solved. So I'm not saying you have to do specifically that, but pick up chess, learn how to play chess. Challenge your brain, and that way you will be less annoyed with every single human being around you. I hope this helped. Also, I don't know if you know this, you have the capacity of being claircognizant, meaning just knowing things, channel knowing through your mind. So if you know stuff and you're like, why do I know this? I never read this, I never studied this. Trust it. Verify if you want to, just in case, especially if there's a sense of responsibility with that said information. But you have that capacity, so have fun with it. You're welcome. Okay. Um, Janine Stokes. I really hope I pronounce your name right. Is it Janine? Janine. Janine. It's not like you can confer. It's not like I can hear you through the screen. I'm so sorry. May 10th, another Taurus baby. May 10th, 1973. Teisha, social slim. 5/10/20. 5/12. Are you an architecture? You can be a great architecture. You'd be really great with planning like big concepts of big stuff, like big stuff. Great Morgan. Big developments, maybe even scenery architecture. Is that how you call it? Scenery or architecturat nof? I don't know how you say it in English, but you have an incredible capacity for big picture viewpoint. You're able to bring very big things together. I don't know if you're maybe a producer, if you consider producing things. You're really good at it. You're very good at leading people. It's like quiet leadership. It's like a look from you, and they already know what they want you to do. Um, you can make a lot of money doing that. Productions and architecture. Don't deal with the little details. I know you're into the little details. You're into the nitty-gritty. You want to micromanage. Micromanaging anything, anyone will be your downfall. I bet you every time you try to do that, things just get messed up. And you're like, but why? I'm so good at it and I pick up on the details. You're not supposed to do that. Look at the big picture, plan big things, produce big stuff, design big stuff. Let other people take care of the little details. Once you got that covered, you'll be on the road to success. Boom, and you'll start making a lot of money. If you're not yet, then you will. Hope this was helpful, Janine, and me pronouncing your name terribly. Yes, I got it right. Yay, cool. Very helpful. Amen, sister and brother. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Lucretia, yes, I need focus. Brain goes too fast. I know, and your handwriting is probably unbearable. You guys are hysterical. Every time I get to do this, I get to know you guys, your energies, your talents, and it's fun. It's fun to have the screen talk back in a way. Um, and yes, it's also fun to make extra money. It's very helpful. So thank you for everyone who's partaking. All right, anyone else for the date of birth or for the tarot? Let's see if I missed anything on PayPal. Irina, are you in the chat? You didn't say hi. I just want to make sure that I didn't miss any notification because I'm nice like that. Also in a mood apparently. Log out. Again. Security challenge. I am not a robot. Select all images with boats. Okay. I think I did it. It's confirmed. I'm not a robot. Hey, Beth. Thank you, channel member, for joining. So channel members get a special star next to them, so I recognize their channel members. And thank you to all my channel members, all my patrons for your ongoing support. I appreciate that very, very much. Okay, I didn't miss anything. All right. I'm gonna do words to summarize. If in the midst of my words to summarize, another question will come in, I will take it. So thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. Yes, I'm going to eat pizza after this. I am very, very excited about that. It's the simplest, simple things in life that make me so very freaking happy. Like enjoying a pizza without actively partaking in the separation of babies from their mama cows and torturing innocent animals and being okay with it just because it's not in my face. Hey, what can I say? The little things in life that make me happy. That should probably make you happy too. No, I'm not preaching. No, I'm not preaching go vegan. No. Me preaching go vegan? No, no, not doing that. I would never go vegan. I would never go vegan. But I went vegan. No. So thank you for the channel members. Thank you for my patrons. Thank you for my Tarot Masterclass Bunkai students. Thank you to all my subscribers, all my seekers here who just enjoy watching my videos. You're sitting there in front of me, giving me your time and trust, and I greatly appreciate that. I am not taking that for granted. You are magic. I am grateful for you. Thank you for those of you who like, who share, who comment, who press all the buttons, who press the bell button to receive notification and turn their notification on in the realm of YouTube. Thank you, all of you. I am so very fortunate. I am. I'm not kidding. Okay. I'll see you later. Go watch Sagittarius. I uploaded Sag for August today and watch all the monthlies by the zodiac that I uploaded for August and the stuff. Yeah, just go watch. I love you. I love you so much. You're amazing. Thank you. Bye.